Howdy everybody, and welcome back to BTD6. In this episode we're actually going to do balance, and I'm not going to do a wheel spin this time. I'm kind of trying to keep things a little, just a little diverse. So we're going to do a good video for how to play Desperado, I guess bottom path Desperado. So what's a good way to pair with Desperado? For one, he doesn't really want people in his range, and this looks bad, right? Because, I mean, anything else we're going to place is going to be in his range. But, I don't know why I said it like that, but it'll be fine, because we're not worried about his pistol, really. Now, what do I want to go to start with? I do Magician, or I do Mage a lot, Wizard Monkey. So maybe we'll do a attack shooter, like, right here. We'll see if this is good enough. How about that? Okay. I think it definitely works for that round. I think if we do that, now the attack shooter will always fire at the middle. Alright. Now for bottom path, I really think... I mean, you can really see an increase in that, huh? I think... you want to go middle path, yeah. I know that seems like a dumb thing to take so long to think about, but middle path is, or bottom path is weird on how to cross path sometimes, right? Just because, like, you would think you shouldn't need to worry about crits, but, like, because you'd think, quick draw. Actually, no, honestly, no, you know what? Ignore me, dude. I'm trying to come up with a reasoning, but, like, why would you want quick draw? Fires faster the further away balloons are from you. Further, I'm pulling out the shotgun. I'm not hitting you if you're far away. That was very, that was tough for me to come to the conclusion of, apparently. To be honest, this mid-game, this early game, I guess I should say, really, has me insecure feeling. I should probably buy faster shooting. So I think we lose if I don't. Yeah. Unfortunately, Desperado does not hold up. 2 Desperados at the start of a map is really strong, but they can't carry for very long. They start struggling pretty fast. But once you get them a few more upgrades, they're really good again. They're in a weird spot, right? They're really good as a tower in general, but they can just be very strong, but quick to fall off. You need a game plan for where you're going with them as soon as you place them, right? They're good at weakening. Maybe is what I'm looking for. I'm hoping that with my placement, I'm hoping it'll be only 1 stack lost for Nomad when I get Enforcer. We do need to get camo detection soon, so I'm going to go ahead and buy it. And I'm not running Etienne, and I know that doesn't matter, really, but I need to make note of it, because I will forget. And Etienne is pretty important. With most of how I play, right? We're not going to have automatic camo detection. Probably should have gone bottom path, or top path on the guy, huh? You want to crit that? Nice. I think Gwen's ability, Heated Up, is a little odd for Desperado, right? It adds +1 damage. I think it's just +1, which is some damage, right? Any bonus damage is always good, but I want to say, once you get him to tier 3 and above, his pistol starts doing like 20, 50, and even 100 damage by tier 5. So like, oh wow, look at that, dude. That is good placement. So now I'm curious if with Gwen, if that will be enough to handle leads for a good while, right? Is Heated Up good enough? I assume it is. We should probably just set him to first, honestly. He feels pretty good so far. I don't know, I think this guy, basically what it comes to with this guy is a lot of his weakness comes from the lack of lead popping power. And to give him lead popping power, you have to lose your stacks of Nomad, typically. Right? I'm trying to think if there's a way to get lead popping power without losing your nomad stacks. Or whatever the first tier is called. Wanderer. Right? And there's not one that comes to mind unless you count like Glue Storm. Which, actually Glue Storm and what you call it. Well, that was weird. Hello. That was weird. I think my mic just came unplugged. Well, can't really edit that one out, sorry. But that's okay. Currently, yeah, we handle the camos fine. I'm actually going to set them to prioritize camo. Although, generally for camo showing up, it shouldn't show up at a time where there's non-camos and it matters. And that's really awkward with how I'm wording it, but you get what I'm saying. And Gwen is actually pretty good here, huh? I know this is also partially this map. I chose a map, if you're going to be using bottom path enforcer, you want a place where tower or where balloons will like to overlap. Circular areas, places that repeat, things that you're not gonna see in higher difficulty maps, right? Oh, dude, almost. Let's see if this is strong enough. I actually think it is. This looks pretty strong. Yeah, I was gonna say almost enough to afford Avenger. Now, Avenger, when lives are lost, weaker balloons only take 1 life each for a short amount of time. Now, this is the part that I didn't know. So Avenger allows you to leak more, right? And Enforcer, the tier beforehand, says gain money whenever you leak a life. I thought that was just the first time you leak, you gain money for it. And then it has like a minute-long cooldown or whatever. But that's not entirely true. Actually, Gwen is crazy for this combo. But, it's while the bonus range and attack speed is active, it's also going to have, money gained for anything you leak. So I guess if you leak 1, then you can leak, like, 30 more balloons, lose 30 lives on easy or hard or something. And that's all, it's free money, I guess, you know? That's all. I think it's probably a strat that you could look into. But you're never generating enough cash as far as I can think. I can't imagine you generate enough to make it worth it, right? Alright. I know that I'm going to have just cut off my own sentence and then just said the word alright. Which probably sounded weird. But, I might want to... I need some camo detection. Maybe I need a shimmer. Let's see. I can lose pistol fire rate and not be upset with it. So I'm gonna take the time to put down a shimmer wizard. Yeah, we'll do that. Because at some point, this Avenger is going to get overwhelmed. Plus, at worst, at best, wave 59 hard counters him because I don't have camo lead popping power. And well, Gwen would be level 10 by that, never mind. We'd make it past that. Man, this almost feels more like a how to play Gwen build. Holy cow, dude. This is going like swimmingly. But yeah. He excels at popping group balloons. He excels at popping single targets. He excels at popping camo. The only thing he's really bad at, personally, that I think, is really just lead popping power. So yeah, I don't know. And is there honestly, is there anything that he loses? That, well, like, I tried to do Glue Storm with him as a 2TC, and it didn't work. I ended up having to do a permanent brew instead. But I mean, you could probably get a glue strike, or maybe 2 glue strikes and a glue storm, something like that, right? That's all you really look for, a way to strip lead defense, however you want to do it. Maybe we'll put down a glue storm, actually. Maybe we should show it off, right? You guys like Gwen? She is one of the free towers, one of the free heroes. I think for that, one thing I like about all the free heroes is they level easily. Gwen being just as easy as all the others. I think she's typically my least used of them, but I don't think she's bad in any degree. In fact, I think she's pretty good. Ooh, actually, we have... Whoa, what the... Oh, I wasn't expecting anything to leak. What leaked? I guess it was probably from the leads. You're set to first. Maybe we want to do that. Get a little bit extra firepower out, literally, huh? Yeah, we just got walled off. Man, he popped that with his pistol. You know that? That's what I'm talking about this guy. Like, pistol does a lot of damage. We should be using this, by the way. Yeah, that's significantly better. Pretty sure this would also clear... This guy would also clear wave 63, even without Super Maelstrom. At least one of the waves, right? Alright, now he's at his maximum power. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there, that. Now we just gotta worry about leads. So, kind of liking the symmetry that we've got going on. We'll keep it symmetrical. He appreciates towers that also stall a little bit. He likes grouping things together. The more things group together up until you are pierce capped, which is really hard to know what the pierce cap is on him, I honestly think. Just due to how he works. The better, right? Yeah, you'll see basically his shots. You'll see these white flashes on my screen currently. His shots don't inherently always do this, but when he shotguns something... So let's see. Yeah, he does 50 damage per shot. It can cause a chain reaction, and all it says is it hits so hard it's like a mind blast. He can pop lead balloons if there's something that isn't already lead nearby, which makes it even more confusing. Basically, he has explosive damage, but only on his follow-up projectile. Some other examples of that sort of idea would actually be Fireball from Wizard cannot inherently pop purple balloons. It is magic damage, fire damage, right? But if you hit a normal balloon with it, it does an explosive AoE for like 2 pierce or something. And that could technically pop purples. It's that sort of idea. There are very niche things that exist that are like that, and I don't know why they exist. But I guess I won't complain because it's technically in the player's favor, you know? Overall, now that he's here, I think we've pretty much won this. Especially once we get a couple glue strikes, or a glue strike and a glue storm, that should be plenty. And then we'll probably spend our money on a PoD. I'm just kind of enjoying the symmetry on this map. I'm taking this one really casually though, I'll be honest. I'm just, I've done recordings late tonight and early in the morning this morning, and I'm just kind of like relaxed right now. Which is probably coming across as maybe a little worse commentary, I don't know. I'm sure you guys can have feedback for me, but look at this Mind Blast, dude. Go ahead and buy that. Now we'll work on Prince of Darkness, I think. I mean, I really want to get Super Maelstrom, but if I'm gonna get Super Maelstrom, I gotta at least justify it by using Maelstrom at all. And it does handle waves like that pretty well. So I found out one thing that makes Super Maelstrom so good is how it does bonus damage. It does flat damage like normal on its shots, but on the Super Maelstrom ability, it gets a bonus like +5 damage, I think, to ceramics. Which, when ceramics have base 10 health, now 40 in free play, 80 for reinforced ceramics, like, you can see why it wouldn't be hard to pop them, you know? Holy cow, did you see that whole corner just get wiped out? Jeez, dude. Here's a good example of how that shotgun works, huh? That right there on 76 was a really good example. Already on wave 77. I don't really have a reason to glue. You do get a little bit of extra damage, but I don't really have to glue. Glue Storm's also kind of nice, meaning Glue Storm with Super Maelstrom, because that bonus damage isn't insignificant at least. Alright. This is the longest wave in the game, wave 80. It's actually going pretty smoothly. When that last group spawns, I'm gonna hit Gwen's second ability just to see how it plays. Alright, that actually lagged the game, it was so effective. That's kinda interesting, huh? Alright, you've convinced me, I'm buying Super Maelstrom. How do they do it, dude? I can't help but buy that thing. Probably a really good map for Super Maelstrom as well, I'll be honest. It's another circular map. This may as well be what Spillway can be, right? You can play Spillway with a Maelstrom very similarly to how you would play this map with a Maelstrom. Let's see. We are doing like 4 damage per blade, I think. Dude, this guy's crazy with his range. Yeah, what makes Super Maelstrom so strong to me is when you have him in a central location and then he's surrounded, right? If something's close to Super Maelstrom, they're getting hit by every aspect of him. Yeah, look at that. That's definitely a different number going up. We are in post-free play scaling. So I do think I would like to, probably save for Glue Storm at this point. Overall, I'm not worried about my damage output for the bad either. I think it should be just fine currently. You know, I do have to remember my 5th upgrade, or my 5th use ability is no longer hotkeyed in. I have to actually hit it. Oh, but also that one's just Glue Strike. Maybe I should just be able to click that one when I need it. Okay. I thought it was Glue Storm for some reason. Did you guys know that Glue Strike, is it Glue Strike? Glue Hose is a range upgrade. You know, this is the one downside of balance, I think. You're gonna have a lot of waves where you're sitting like this. Dude, the ZOMG gets targeted by the shotgun there for some reason, by the way. Now let's watch this damage stack up. Like, that's pretty good. When you've got as much Pierce as it does, that might not have looked like much, but when you have as much Pierce as it does, that's not insignificant, you know? Now I guess we go for Prince of Darkness at this point, because, I mean, we've got our other tier 5s all decked out and existing, so... Gwen's already level 17 as well, sheesh. See, Heated Up, I think, is an interesting way to deal with DDTs, because when I get the Heated Up ability, you do an extra 2 damage to lead, plus 2 damage in general. I think it's like plus 5 or plus 8 damage by the time you stack all the stuff from Gwen. Something ridiculous like that. It's like you put that on, and then you put on Alchemist, you get something that gets bonus damage to mobs. So you're talking like, that thing is shredding DDTs. This guy really does just stall ZOMGs, huh? This guy. If you didn't know, I mean, it's pretty obvious, Desperado's the one doing the knockback. I really think they intended to not have this much DPS, but I mean, they haven't nerfed him. So, maybe they did intend it. We're gonna hold off on using Glue Storm because we have the first DDTs coming in next wave. Alright, just be ready. Oh my goodness, dude, they got shredded. I think we afford Prince of Darkness on. It's probably not this wave. It's probably next wave. We're just gonna start using our abilities a little bit. They do help a lot. And they're all pretty quick cooldown, especially things like Blade Maelstrom. And then if you do Glue Storm with it, I mean, look at that. Gwen levels up at the end of this wave. That's exciting. Alright. A few more ZOMGs. Nothing too bad, I think, really. Alright, and there's Prince of Darkness. I think with Prince of Darkness, that's probably good enough, right? He does pretty good damage. DDTs. 2 DDTs, I should say. Why is he spawning over here sometimes? Is this a bug? It's very odd. Wonder if he spawns based on proximity. I guess he does. This is an ugly screen, dude. Holy cow. Got a little bit of everything on here. Sheesh. Now what I'm going to do is attempt to grab 2 submarines down here. We're going to get 2 first strike capabilities, and we're just going to one-shot the bad as best we can. If you have 30k left over, it's a really good way to deal with the bad. What is going on? Is this because I don't have auto aim on him? Like or aim controlling, I guess? I don't know what you would call it. Yeah, it looks like he's doing a lot of damage. And we could add even more damage, I guess. You level 20 yet? You are now. Hugely increased damage, guys. Watch out. Is this a game? You guys are seeing how bad it's lagging, right? My goodness. I'm sure you are, but wow. Typically it doesn't lag like this. I'll go ahead and buy that. No reason not to. And you know what? I will just nuke one of these guys. You know, this guy's still getting a lot of our pops. Desperado's probably hitting 1 million, it looks like. He's pretty strong here. He gets like 300 damage per shot. That's not bad at all. 98's gonna generate us the money that we're looking for to get the other first strike capability, by the way. I'm sure it will. If we do this, I mean, look at how much damage this guy's adding up. He's doing thousands at a... Oh my goodness. I don't think we get overwhelmed here. It doesn't feel like we will be. Yeah, we did fine. Now, the only thing is that our ability hasn't actually cooled down yet. Save me, Super Maelstrom. He did break 1 million pops, so here we go. Oh, it's like 3 of them or something. That's okay. So as you can tell, I mean, he's a pretty cheap upgrade. Does a lot of damage and keeps up with a lot of DPS in general. So like, he fits into a lot of strategies, right? He's a good early game powerhouse before DDT, so like pre-wave 80. I guess carry tower, right? He is a carry tower, it feels like, but he's 48k. You can afford him probably as your second tier 5, or if you're scaling up, so say you do a super cheap one. We'll do Desperado because we just covered the Desperado. Do a super cheap tier 5, like say top middle. He's like 20k. Then you do that guy. Then you do the expensive one. And overall you're talking 70k between him and his top bottom path. So 520025. That's 70k there. Now you've got 128k to work with. Do with that what you will. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I am quite tired. I didn't realize I'd be so tired by the end of this episode. So, sorry if the commentary got really, poorly balanced. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.